that's up in the jungle, they know what that. I came on top of the building, yeah, my we had a plan. We came on top of the building, yeah, my we never ran. Down there, thought that I had a fan. Oh, hey, any 10 o'clock, got a flight out, yeah, I'm going back out to Japan. I got 2 Billy truck and a bitch door with a land. Bruce Wayne, I'm Batman. Batman, I'm best man. I got my best man. I go to hotels when I step out, yeah, your boy got a doorman. I go to nightclubs with a, yeah, they call me the madman. I ain't no madman, I just go crazy, man. Ball hard, can't face, man. Choppers, rip wasteland. This what happens when you give it a taste life and you give it a wasteland. This what happens when you give it a fake life and then the ape man. I live with birds come in. Sounds like I see it in there. Hey, I'm on your turf again. This, that, from the back of it. I got a girl, Brad. She go to battle. I live with birds come in. Sounds like I see it in there. Hey, I'm on your turf again. This, that, from the back of it. I got a girl, Brad. She go to battle.
This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New Orleans Saints. With that, let's get over to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome with the call from New Orleans. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with the Philadelphia Eagles. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, happy to be with you. And CD, as we get this thing going, give the folks at home something to keep their eye on.
The running game for both teams, because I think this is going to be an old-fashioned, old-school type of a game. Physical, who wins up front, who runs the ball the best and controls the clock, they will come out the victor.
Philadelphia's offense will be led here by Mr. Playoffs. That's Nick Foles. He kind of keeps the magic going just like he did last year. Shook off a sluggish start first half to rally the Eagles to a comeback victory in Chicago.
Yeah, he had 2 bad interceptions that he threw, but he also threw for 266 yards and 2 touchdowns. And how about the 12-play drive down the stretch? A 2-yard touchdown pass to Golden Tate on 4th down with just 56 seconds left on the clock. That's the Nick Foles that we've grown accustomed to seeing in the playoffs.
The first carry now for Wendell Smallwood. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And off comes to Smallwood. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. This man was a Saint for 3 years. It's Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles! Touchdown, Philadelphia! Darren Sproles, 49 yards. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. You talk about explosion plays. Here's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown, because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive, 4 plays, and a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. Elliott now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Drew Brees set to take the field here along with the New Orleans Saints offense, and he is the NFL's all-time passing leader. Took that mantle earlier this year. 32 touchdowns, 5 interceptions as he heads into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think he'd be the MVP candidate if it weren't for one Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, who threw 50 touchdown passes in his second year in the league. But how about the first time that Drew Brees and the Saints met the Eagles this year? In New Orleans, Brees puts up 363 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's looking for more of that type of a performance in the playoffs. And by the way, in his career with New Orleans, undefeated at home in the playoffs.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards on the play.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. And a very good offensive unit here. One of the reasons they're so good is running back Mark Ingram.
Took a little while for him to find his footing when he got into the league, but the former Heisman Trophy winner has it now, and has really upped his pass receiving potential. A nice player.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On second down, Kamara. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing on first down is Breeze. And a sideline pass. That's caught by Thomas. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. And we peek at the defense now for Philadelphia.
Jordan Hicks battled a lot of injuries while at the University of Texas, but his last season there played up to the potential they saw when he was coming out of high school. Well over 100 tackles, ranged from sideline to sideline, could also drop into pass coverage, and now uses his intelligence to run the entire Philadelphia Eagles defense from the middle linebacker position.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Here's Breeze to throw. And that's caught by Smith. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. 1st and 10 at the 19. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. That is caught inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Benjamin Watson from 19 yards away. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Will Lutz on for the point after. Lutz with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Football going back over to Philadelphia here, and this is a team who 6 weeks ago really looked lost, but then they won 5 of their last 6 to get to the 6th and final playoff spot, and then they defeat Chicago on the road.
Yeah, Nick Foles, he did it again, didn't he? Who would have thought that he would have to hop back in as he did last season, help carry this team not just to the playoffs, but get a win in the first round in Chicago in a cold weather game? How about Nick Foles? He just keeps doing it. Now they've got to go to New Orleans to take on the #1 seeded New Orleans Saints.
And only 2 number 6 seeds have ever won the Super Bowl. Steelers in 2005 and the Packers in 2010. They're trying to become number 3. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
And before they can run another play, the clock hits triple zeros. And time is up on the first quarter. 7-all is the score. We'll head back to New Orleans after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They'll come up on a 3rd and 4 here to start things out.
Let's go.
Here's Foles. And he connects with Ertz. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Now we'll get a stoppage here, as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Now Foles. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here. Foles. And that is incomplete. A hat tip to P.J. Williams there defensively, making sure that one didn't find its target.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith. Now he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10, and he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Breeze going to throw. It's caught. Smith fighting through it. He's got space, and he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays, because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
So 2nd and inches after that 1st down completion, went just shy of the marker. Breeze gives it up to Ingram. And he's got this down to the 35. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that, because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Ingram again, a 1st down carry. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, as the defense rallies quickly after the nice move. Tackled that time by Sidney Jones.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Ready. Yellow waiting.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. Caught on the left side by Gill. Well, they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Officially a minute 54 to go in this 1st half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this 1st half. Breeze now to throw. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Benjamin Watson. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. Now he's having a nice little 1st half here, partner.
And it's a 1st half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There can be plenty more before this game is over.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
False start, offense.
So that'll back them up 5.
Still first down.
A false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Well, with that incompletion, Charles, a big story, as it always is come January. Head coaching changes around the NFL. If you count the situations in Cleveland, in Green Bay, that's 8 openings all told.
And that's about the number people were starting to predict somewhere around mid-season. I think out of all of them, the Marvin Lewis situation in Cincinnati, he had been there for 16 years. Many thought he might stay, but it seemed like it was a mutual deal where he decided to step down. But out of all of them, there may be 1 or 2 that may
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Alex Okafor in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Well, it was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded just inside the 30. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st down, Breeze. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome, everyone, to this abridged version of the EA Sports halftime report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far, and certainly plenty to look forward to, as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters, as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace, because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Breeze now on first down. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down. Well, Charles, the All-Pro team was announced a Friday before the playoffs started. Aaron Donald, the only unanimous choice. Let's see, the Chiefs had 4, Bears had 4. What stuck out to you about the All-Pro team?
Well, it's such a great year for Drew Brees, at quarterback for New Orleans, the #1 seed in the NFC. Yet he's only second-team All-Pro because Patrick Mahomes had a magical season in Kansas City and deserved to be the #1 guy. How about the Chicago Bears, going from worst to first in the NFC North? 4 players making the All-Pro team led by Khalil Mack. And then when you're talking about rookies, the Colts had 2 that made it in Quentin Nelson, their offensive guard, and Darius Leonard, their linebacker.
Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on third.
Thinking pass all the way.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. The open man is Smith. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Michael Bennett's versatility, being able to play any position along the defensive front, allows him to make those types of plays. He finds good matchups and gets into the offensive backfield.
And there it works for a tackle for loss. They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Now Breeze. And that's complete. It's Watson. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there that sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Again, it's Kamara. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll look to run with Ingram. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. From the gun, it's Breeze. Now Breeze lost the football, and the Eagles have recovered.
All I know, partner, partners, that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control, and yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the two-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. So we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
Now a play fake here on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll look to throw now on first down. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just goes right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. They've really been able to contain Alshon Jeffrey. That catch a rare exception in this game.
And that's a feather in their cap because he's such a tone setter for his team on offense that they try and get him the ball early. And, of course, what comes after that is often. And for them to limit him and him not catch a ball until the second half, it's a big reason why his team is behind on the scoreboard.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's first and 10. They go play action here on first down. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. To throw. Completes it to Aguilar. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Looking to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Started to look like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. And the kick by Elliott is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the air.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
And here's Lewis. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here right now, clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open, but you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And down he'll go at the 25. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They go play action for Ingram. Now Breeze. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Sproles, the return. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. It's over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Foles now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Here's Foles. Hurts has it left side. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. The Eagles hustling to the line, clock rolling. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Eagles on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 16. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now, before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. He'll look to throw. And he connects with Hurts. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Back to throw. Caught by the tight end Hurts. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down. He's back to throw. Now he's flushed out right. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. And with 45 seconds showing, he spikes the football. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now Foles. Aguilar has it. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. That'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another 1st down on the pickup of 5 yards. And that is incomplete. At the 7-yard line. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. And now the spike comes with 15 seconds on the clock. And the connection not there. Incomplete. Just 14 seconds down to the final couple of plays here. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Back to throw. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. And no, they can't connect on the pass. So that gets the clock down to 11. Time for probably 2 more plays. Got to go quickly, though. The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal. He'll drop to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience?
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. Elliott good with a PAT, and it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Elliott now to kick this one away. And here's Lewis. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. One final try here for Breeze. Dancing to his left. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. I'll be heading to the hotel. Charles, he's off to Bourbon Street.
No, I'm not.
Yes, we say so long from New Orleans.